We had a barbecue in San Tropez in May with some friends drinking booze, getting all loose. We drove the cars to the beach on the outside of the street, sat around a bonfire, eating marshmallows all night. We were young at the time, I know it, but you were so damn fine, couldn't get you on my mind. We were young at the time, I know it, but I wanted something more than you. Cause you wanna be free for the summer, free for the summer, free for the sun. You wanna be free for the summer, free for the summer, free for the summer. Summer at the beach in San Tropez. I was with my friends, you were by yourself. You came to hang out with me. When the summer reaches end, then I'm worth attention. But I had enough playing this game with yours. We were young at the time, I know it, but you were so damn fine, couldn't get you on my mind. We were young at the time, I know it, but I wanted something more than you. Cause you wanna be free for the summer, free for the summer, free for the sun. You wanna be free for the summer, free for the summer, free for the summer. Free for the summer.
Close your eyes, seek paradise. Won't change your mind, can't shake the lights. I'll take the chance and roll the dice. I want it all, just for the night. I live it out like I'll never die. I lose my head in the starry skies. Can't tame me down, I feel so alive. Back down, only one way out. I let you run my life, now you won't get me down. Untamed, guess I lost my mind. You turned me inside out, no one can stop me now. So turn up the light, turn up the light. dice. Won't change your mind. Can't shake the light. I'll take the chance and roll the dice. Just wanna feel the stars surround. The atmosphere never to come down. I'll stand alone, whether right or wrong. It takes me home, right where I belong. Back down, only one way out. I'll let you run my life. Now you won't get me down. Untamed, guess I lost my mind. You turn me inside out. No one can stop me now. So turn up the light. Turn up the light. This is what I waited for. 'Cause the clock keeps ticking, hard for me to keep up. I can't take it no more. This is what I waited for. 'Cause the clock keeps ticking, hard for me to keep up. I can't take it no more. 'Cause the time keeps turning, feels just like it speeds up. Is what I waited for.
I'm feeling lovesick, but I kinda like it, feels like a trip. Got my temperature rising over you. I think you need a doctor, so do you. And I'm feeling you a lot 'cause of the way you say you don't want me to go. Put on a movie, then hold me close. You are my LSD, so I don't need ecstasy. And the more I thought I was better alone, never thought I'd say it. Knowing you, no, I thought there'd be nobody but you. I want nobody, and I got straight to pieces for you. Can I stay with you? Do you feel strange too?
Welcome, everyone, and wonderful evening to you all. I am your MC, guide, guru, and lead Hong Hong aficionado here for the Goose House. It is skirmish time, and of course, it's our favorite time of the week. I am Hail Monkey Man. I'm in the booth alongside the young phenom and gentleman himself, Toasty. We've got an awesome bit of Valorant to see today. It is a full-fledged field of fanatics for this game, and I want to know how you are rocking on that side of the pond. How are things your way, Toasty?
Not too bad, not too bad. Excited to get into yet another weekly skirmish here. I did last week of the uppers, obviously, and that was an absolute banger. So looking for the same stuff here, of course. We are going to be starting off with the semi-finals. Should be an absolute blast. We get to do 2 best-of-1s today, as per usual. And to kick us off today, we've got Team Julian versus Team Tiot, which is going to be an extremely difficult team name and player name to say, but should be fun, should be fun.
You know, Tia is going to tee us up maybe for a little bit of that awesome magic to go into this first semifinals. We started with a full-fledged field of 16 teams. You guys were able to double up everything that we've had before, so now we've narrowed that scope on down to the final 4 in this semifinal. Of course, that will lead us onwards to our final, and we'll get to have a little bit of pregame banter to go into that, like we did in our previous Veterans field in the weekend. I hope you got to see that awesome and exciting matchup, but this one's going to be interesting because we didn't know it was still part of the pool. We're going to be going over to Split here, Toasty, and as we kind of transitioned away from Split, we're having the remnants of it in this skirmish. I mean, what kind of really was lost before we went over to Pearl? What kind of Split dynamics have we maybe not seen in a minute since it fell out of ranked?
The inability to play attack. Literally just that. Split sucks for attackers. It always will. It always has until they decide to fix mid, I'd say. Split mid is, I would argue, the worst place in the entirety of Valorant. Maybe other than, like, Breeze mid, I think. So, hopefully, these teams know what they're doing on the attack anyway. We'll see. We do have Team Julian starting off on that side. But, I mean, like we say, I was surprised the Split is still in our map pool. I'm surprised that it even got picked. Because usually players hate Split. Usually we get, in the lowers anyway, we get like Bind, Ascent, maybe a Haven here and there. We sometimes see an Icebox, but I have not seen Split in a hot minute. So yeah, in just a moment we'll be going into the Agent Select and we'll see exactly what the comps are for Split. Hasn't been in the competitive meta for quite some time, so I'm intrigued to see what these teams opt for.
Yeah, and it could be a matter of they simply forgot. Maybe this map was being left into the annals of time and into memory long past, but it has risen up like everyone's favorite nightmare, and so we'll get to see how exactly they'll be making those very hard to make entries into Split. I, for one, am a Sentinel main, so you give me a Cypher on this map, and I will make you a one-way into hell, but maybe they'll be able to undo that. We are in the lower, so things can get a little bit crazy, but it does look like we're at least floating on some chambers on either side. Pretty much a pretty standard pick, but we're also going to be looking to utilize those Sages to really make mid even harder to get through.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if you're going to be doing anything with these chambers, I feel, or the Sages, either one of these Sentinels, it'll be just sending them down mid on the defense, and they basically just stop anyone from pushing through ever. So, again, a big reason why Split isn't very much liked in the community, so bit unfortunate, I think, for Team Julian that they had to play it here on the attack, but they are opting for a couple of differences to the opposing side. You got the Jet here for Tiot, whereas Titanic Tim is looking for a little bit of this Raze action. And I feel like Raze is a little bit more of that sort of streaky, can you double satchel in and actually stay alive on an entry type of player. So we'll see if Titanic can actually pull off some sick plays on the Raze here, whereas Tiot's Jet probably going to be a little bit more consistent. You're able to dash away, get out of these tricky situations. I feel like the mechanical difference is really going to be needed here, I think, for Team Julian.
Oh yeah, and I do like the get out, get on with your life, or maybe what's left of it, the leftover for Tim. And I think something that's going to be interesting is how we're going to utilize our controllers. We do have the Brimstone hanging out on the side of the defenders. I think that one is very heavily favored, especially if you're on kind of that B side lane, hanging out with your mollies, being able to turn all of that site into a maze. Whereas the Omen is going to be a little bit more dynamic, try to switch up the field and really run away with it if you can. And I think that really helps in starting out on the attacking side. So I like what Julian and company are coming in with. I think that if you're going to create a little bit of chaos via that Omen, via that Raze, that you could be able to get in, you just have to get high value in a hurry. And let's not even forget about my boy Blaze out here on the Breach. That is Spam City. This is one of my favorite maps to be able to utilize that initiator. And I want to see it on defense, but on attack, maybe we'll get a little bit more chaotic.
Yeah, I mean, Breach on attack on Split is basically like double shield and Overwatch for any of my Overwatch players out there. It is the worst thing to have to play into, either on the defending or attacking side here, right? The Breach is just so annoying on this map particularly. I do think the composition that is being played here is extremely good for Team Julian. They'll be able to burst onto a site pretty quickly. The paranoia setups, the Breach, util. There's a lot going on for them here, especially if you want to breach onto the B site here, no pun intended, just through Garage. Because this chamber might get overwhelmed quicker than they can even say, help me.
Well, we'll get to see if they will shout out both their name or maybe just a little bit of extra French from our Frenchmen out there. But otherwise, we will have at least an early parlay to see if they'll be running into that dynamic. But Marketplace and a little bit of a do-si-do forward and back to see what maybe the boom bots will find. T will tee that one up into the death knell, but look at this long rotation. They do have bombs still hanging out outside of Garage, but this is a flirt to see if maybe they got everyone to early rotate.
Yeah, I do like this early rotate, but the thing is, you got the KO here, who's obviously watching that ramp angle, does back off a little bit, hearing the footsteps coming in. And now the rotation from defenders is pretty quick, so they should be able to meet them on this A site, but someone's already underneath Mystery here.
Yeah, and he's going to see if he can be able to get out of his own basement as they do get two. Tia is able to take down the Omen, so there will be no more smokes and just kind of going up and underneath. Blaze is baiting everyone out. That's going to be the drop down and finding that ne'er-do-well in the corner. Julian themselves will take out two, and this one will suddenly turn into a 3-on-2. They found him from the backside corner. Tia will see him just as the bomb pops down. It becomes a 1 and 2, and Samurai Saima will be able to round us out. Can they get him from distance?
Yep. Samurai is spotted out. Fluvio taking their time defusing this, but I don't think Samurai really has any good chances. They're trying to get an angle out, but the stick is just there, coming through for Fluvio. And yeah, I did like the play that came through from Blaze, just putting that plant down right as the smoke faded up on Heaven. It gave good opportunities to try and punish some of those defenders pushing out of that smoke and trying to interrupt the plant, but yeah, it just doesn't work out in the long run there. Tia hits some nasty shots with a Sheriff, and now coming into this round, they'll have the actual Phantom buy on Tia because of the money they gained last round.
Yeah, and that's usually you kind of get question marks. You get a really in the all chat from your opponents whenever you're already buying up into an AR. But it's a power weapon, so why not go ahead and get that going? And I think there was maybe the slightest chance for Samurai Sama to maybe get a couple head taps, but that's all a long lost cause and a story for another day. As this one is stretched a little bit more default, and I do like that they're, you know, the difficulty of getting through here on attack means you kind of look for as many options as possible. We will see that raise in mid facing right against Tiet, but Tiet will actually drop immediately as Tim's going to get value, and they're going to press on into Heaven.
Yeah, and they're playing exactly how you would like to play into these Spectres and Rifles. You start playing for picks, but getting picked off like this in Heaven, not the greatest start for them, as they'll have to back off a little bit. I might see a little bit of a rotate coming through, maybe through the sewer here, yeah, but the KO's going to meet them on the A site again, so this rotate might go a bit wrong for them.
You do have this kind of long time lurk, but T will take care of that. So sewer becomes a place of not just waterworks, but also maybe of wet works if they continue to see where this rotate will head. And it's just good control overall. You do have Mystery just hanging onto this angle, very disciplined, not letting them through, but there will be a Spectre on Spectre action. Do they expect them to be low? Not quite. In fact, they will lose that duel and Tim will drop. So all that value before as they press through mailroom, Blaze trying to get anything else in their back pocket. They'll be able to get one. Silas will drop, and maybe they'll be able to at least get a plant off.
Yeah, just get some extra money out of this plan. I don't think they're 1v3ing this on low HP and a Sheriff. They do have this fault line, which could catch a couple of these CT players out, but... Oh, nice shot onto Fluvio. This could actually go well for Blaze.
Okay, they got two. They do have the Rolling Thunder, and they could utilize that timing. But if you keep one high, you keep one low. They do have the Fragment. They will invest the Rolling Thunder. They hop right away. They actually use the pop and pop of the Rolling Thunder to let them gain some distance. And that Spectre, not a lot of health. They're going to have to get a quick headshot, and they're going to keep that nearby. T's able to get a 3K in this round. That one had the potential to be great, but they just couldn't quite get him straight in the noggin.
Yeah, and I would have to say there from Blaze, it was a really good attempt, honestly. And in high pressure situations, it feels a bit disingenuous to nitpick at their play, but bit of an early rolling thunder there. Could have used the fault line, try and force them off. Using that, you had some other util as well coming up. But either way, big pressure scenarios, you can't really blame Blaze there. They got the plant down, got some extra money, and coming into this round, they are on this sort of bonus buy where they'll have all the rifles across the board, a bulldog on samurai, but I'm sure they don't care about that. They have the headhunter if they want really long-range shots. So, should be a solid attacking round here for Team Julian, and they are going to rush through Garage, it seems.
Yeah, this one is definitely more of a full-fledged sprint. They will put the paint shells in the back corner, but this one being held very close to the wall as Julian will lead the conga line around pillar. Tiet trying to be able to see, but blind as they are, this is a great placement of this wall. They're going to actually have to sneak around the other direction, and you have a couple of walls up. They're trying to make these direct exchanges and the connections, but they're kind of limited in their scope.
Yep, and Tiet, if only a frenzy in hand, needs to make something work, but Titanic. Okay, good peek there, and there's a bit of overwhelming pressure coming onto the attacking side now, especially with them bunched up in the corner of sight like this.
Oh, yeah, they'll be able to get rid of T, so trying to be able to get one flash off. Mystery will be able to drop one in. It doesn't really render much. They will actually drop two, and that's in a hurry. Where there was value, there were players, there were agents around. The attackers will finally be able to get the plant down. They'll be able to split this one in half. Kind of a traditional start. Your first three split 2-1, but I mean, your totality of understanding that kind of that weapon differential running into B. They knew how to set it up. I just don't think both sides expected both walls to block off that much of B.
Yeah, I mean, the defensive wall blocked off the angle they wanted to deny the plan, and the attacking wall did kind of bunch them up a little bit onto the site. Like I said, I thought that would serve them badly, but it didn't. And coming into this round, you'll see now an A rush for the first time from the attacking side. Mystery obviously knows it, throws in a bit of util to try and scout it out, and that's force a press. That will basically force a rotate if the attacking side's smart here.
But what's even smarter is that they did put that Omen in mid, so even though they did see 4 agents, they aren't expecting this long lurk to already exist, as he's already all the way through mid.
Oh, no.
You will actually see that connection going down, and the Aftershock will be able to get rid of Mystery, so they will now be history, trying to go up and high. Up shot not to occur, so that wall will just kind of fall eventually. But this has become a long field trip from mid and through, and they're actually utilizing this to be able to make this long rotate through ropes.
They're going to go towards the B site here with the spike, because the Lurking Omen, yeah, pushes through Vent there and manages to catch out Silas, who had that op in hand. Not sure if the attackers are going to want to save the op in this round, who knows, but Fluvio, yeah, gets hit by the paranoia here. I don't think they'll be making any massive plays in this round to turn it around. Oh, come on, you don't got to do it to them. What was that? TP's right behind them, finds a kill, but yeah, honestly, you weren't expecting to win that round, I think, for the defensive side. After that rotation through mid comes through, B site was completely free, and I think the opping Sage there was a bit of an interesting decision there for Silas. Got one kill, but I think abandoning the Crim Wall, using it for that purpose, rather, was a bit of a mistake on their end. Hopefully they use it a bit more to stop that mid control this time around, just so that Omen with the Japanese letters, not sure what their name is, but that Omen, just to deny them from getting lurks like that again.
I was going to call them E, only because the first Japanese letter looks like a
E.
backwards.
Yeah,
that's about all I got. So you're now E. Sorry about you if that was supposed to be something cool and weeby. I appreciate that. I'm a weeb myself. But for right now, the anime protagonist is going to be the side of Team Julian, as they have actually found a lot of value in the last couple of rounds. That frag will be able to get Silas at least put off point. They'll have to give themselves a self-heal. And another wall will go through, trying to enter this one with default, breaking it early. As you hang out and just nearby, Frenzy Superiority is a thing, and it is in fact going to assist with dropping another one as the Blaze Storm comes through from Tiet. Samurai Sama will drop. They are not the main pro tag in their own anime story.
And again, look at the control up in heaven here from the breach, but they're not looking the right way. Oh, dang. I was about to say Blaze was great for pushing up like that, but Tia just finds 2 kills to finish that round. And again, even though it was a round win for the defenders, I didn't feel like it was as clean as it probably could have been. They gave up a lot of that mid control to focus more on the rush coming onto site, but those are the situations where, for example, the round before, the Omen manages to get into mid, goes for that lurk. Blaze in that round goes for the lurk, does look the wrong way, so a bit of a game sensitive on their part, but I think you've got to look a little bit more towards the mid control if you are the defending side here. They do have rifles on board, so they should be able to contest it a little bit more heavily, as they'll have their jet watching it this time around.
Yeah, that Thrifty is going to help them out, especially get a little bit of extra bank going through. And again, we're looking at them, a possible rush. They're going to take this near side corner. The fault line does pop in. They're going to use that wall. They got to look up. Do they find him lurking? Yes, they do, but not soon enough, as T will actually be able to tee off on Julian's face. They'll be able to survive just enough, 4 HP in a dream, and a heal will come through. And they've taken up residence in this corner. It will be the showstopper, and that one will stop the show of Silas, but not before they at least get a 3K in that back line. Will they be able to get even more? The defenders will take them one by one. Tim will be the last. Fluvio outlast them all.
Yeah, the showstopper didn't really stop any shows there. The show was already over. Everyone was leaving the venue at that point as soon as it hit. Silas had already found those 3 kills, and something interesting I'm noticing here early on for Team Tiot is that everyone's sort of contributing to the kill feed, right? Usually we have this big carry player, and that's either on the duelist or the initiator that's popping off a lot, sometimes on the chamber as well, but everyone here quite equal on the kills for the defending side, and I think that really attests to how they're playing off each other for these peaks, for these retrades. Even if a couple of them are going down, they're managing to re-peek each other, and now Tour de Force will be online for... Oh, T, yeah, they get that kill. Lovely.
Yeah, shutting that down for at least the next few seconds to keep that one from being a high-value pop, but they will still be looking and looking through, as this one is exactly the best of buys, or not much of one at all for our attackers, where the last couple of rounds able to go over to Tia. You will have a bit of interaction. Silas is able to silence E, but a trade out. Samurai Sama will take down Tia. And this has got some good audio, as Silas is not going to be expected to be in this corner as they pop through sewer.
Well, I mean, you say they don't expect it. Blaze just gets outgunned there as they, I mean, they did look away right after spotting Silas in that corner. Will be traded out. Now, Rez actually comes through here from Julian. That's a little bit vulnerable at the minute. I was going to say, yeah, does get traded out there, T for Julian, but that Rez makes it a 2v2 now, so actually not too bad.
Yeah, Blaze is able to just escape. They do know that they can just kind of bait out some sites with this bomb play. Bit of a floater. Samurai Sama does have that Tour de Force hanging out, and they do have Blaze to kind of help support them. Martial shot coming through. It's a whole bunch of different kinds of snipers. Both can shoot very, very quickly, and they're going to have to run this one to B. They might have just enough time if they really want to be able to lurk it around all the way to A, but mailroom is under lock and key. Blaze is trying to be able to set a fire, and they do activate the null command, and that will keep them alive, but for how much longer?
Oh, that's an excellent orbital strike that stalls things out so that Samurai can't get this plant down quickly enough. They're going to get punished probably from CT here during the plant, but no, Mystery goes down. No punish on that. I don't think they'll expect Fluvio playing in CT there, though. Fine Samurai. But now they have to figure out where this breach is playing from. Again, Blaze has the Rolling Thunder, and they will have the time that it probably won't be too early before they use it.
He's popping his pythons. He's just waiting on it. Sees he can be able to stretch that one and cause an earthquake, but this is such a long, sneaky lurk. He knows it. Well, oh, the timing. I think they maybe just caught the backside of Fluvio's beret. He thinks he's over in the corner, has no idea he's right behind him, and it is cat and mouse to the very end. Will they have enough time to be able to get the defuse? He's gonna have to stick it and recognizes, oh dear goodness, I don't know where he is. The bullet in the back of my brain tells me he saw me. 4-3, attackers get this one back.
Honestly, those two plays just made this game 1000% funnier. What was that round? They were just playing. They were just what's the thing you play, like Duck Duck Goose, where you're just like going around the circle, you know? Like, oh my word. And then so Rolling Thunder doesn't have to be used there. That's excellent. But the fact that Fluvio went to put down a smoke, didn't put down the smoke, didn't left click, right? So then just is open while they're defusing the spikes. Oh man, just bit of a weird round there. Goes the way of the attacker's side now. And they have the Rolling Thunder for a side to execute in this round, which is excellent for them. You thought Blaze would have to use it there. No. They can probably force everyone off of Heaven or everyone off of site here if they go for a hard rush.
Blaze has been able to get that Rolling Thunder pretty quick, so it's not exactly like he is too hard off if he has to utilize either way. This one's going to be some paint shells that come through. We'll get slowed down, and there's a lot of damage that is popping through. His Mystery has been able to really be too high up in the KD margin, but he's been able to find a lot of intel, good flashes to set this one up if they can be able to round the corner. Blaze is stuck behind the box, but they actually will win that trade. Titanium Tim takes down Fluvio, who was the hero, well, or maybe the zero of just the previous spot. So now we go over to site A, and this is going to be a retake for Team Tia.
Yeah, and with that wall blocking off heaven as well, it's hard to break through without it being too telegraphed where you're going. It means they'll be funneled down into Rams where Blaze could start a bit of a firing range here. Finds T-Ut, and T is found out over in CT. Gonna be a hard one.
It will be very difficult right now in screens. You have this hard angle by Tim. What they can be able to do. Oh, and just putting the... Well, they put the op out of range, so they won't be able to at least pick it up to Terry going into the next round. So, hey, weird secondary constellation effort, but it will be Julian that takes away Mystery. Find him in the corner if you can. T's able to at least get one. He's going to have to defuse in a hurry. Not a whole lot of time to defend themselves and do more. The Aftershock will come through. That'll be enough damage. He's not going to be able to even get away from sight, I don't believe.
Oh, just barely.
Wow. Okay, all right. So just far enough.
Yeah. And again, putting the op onto Silas, okay, they are top fragging, but I mean, you've got a chamber. Just put it on the chamber, have them be able to take those free peaks and TP away. Silas goes for just the most creative wall play that just didn't work out because you didn't check your right corner. And Silas, I mean, just like a few rounds ago, they did try a wall play like that on the same side, just a different wall, and again, abandoned it that time around. So not really getting effective use out of their walls, using them a bit late in the round, I would have to say. I think it really does. I think the reason you're playing the Sage is to shut down angles, and they're not using it for that. It's a bit of an issue.
It's trying to almost outthink yourself. And now we get the Rolling Thunder. All right, that's going to push T at least in a little hopscotch to the right. Will he be able to stick around long enough? They don't expect him to stick around after the earth just shook, and he was able to at least get one taken down at breach. And as they have breached on in, Silas is trying to be able to at least put some of that pressure on him, keep them from getting that direct plant. The plant has not occurred. That C4 did light up, and T is able to get Samurai Sama off his own feet and into the grave.
Yeah. And now the Omen backed into this corner, but if they crossfire this, it could be great. They find the KO. And it's all down to the 2v1 now, I guess, as Silas needs to hit the shot onto the Omen, but the TP comes through.
Could have Tim run all the way away to A, but they are supporting Mr. E, or Miss E, whichever E we have. They'll be able to find him. Got the timing, called him out, and that was a great call out as the 3K does come through for the Omen. So we will have this one be a 4-5 venture, and finally the attackers of Team Julian are able to get their first lead of this game.
Yeah, it's quite hilarious as well that the plant never went down during all that chaos, right? You're fighting so hard for that site that you go down to 2 remaining players, and the plant hasn't even put down. The spike wasn't initiated, so they did do it at the end of the round, got the money anyway, but could have been a lot cleaner if they got that spike down and played for time instead of losing all those players. Either way, in this round, you're going to put Silas not on the operator, but on the Marshal, since you do have to save on that player. Might as well put him on a sniper, which they're apparently comfortable on, despite having a chamber on their squad who, you know, could probably do the same job and then give that Vandal to the Sage. But either way, I need to stop griping about that because, to be fair, Silas has been hitting okay shots on that Sage. So
it's been so-so. It's been enough just to be credible. But right now, this is definitely Team Tia that's going to be kind of behind in the total economy. They do not get a lot of value out of this defensive round.
Spikes down.
A great drop. Tia trying to be able to slow everything that they can. They are able to find the backside of Tim, and they are actually getting great value out of this round. Everyone non-existent. Oh, but the knife comes through, because why not? It's a little bit of Sage on Sage action, silencing their doppelganger.
Oh my goodness. And the fact that I saw that coming a mile away because the Sage was looking at the Jet and not behind them. Always watch your back end in Valorant. You can get knife killed like that. Insane stuff coming through there. But yeah, pretty quick round, honestly. And those are the types of rounds you want, right? Just shutting down a push before it starts. Tia had the patience to wait as they got forced out from the paint shells and then peeked out. Excellent stuff. Great timing from them. And now they're going to have the knives online for this round if they want to use them. Probably don't need to. They still have the Vandals, so they'll probably save that for a save round. But a bit of a hard mid push coming through, and Silas finally does use the Sage Wall to deny it.
They did pop it the last round, but this is going to be a double satchel push if I've ever seen one, because Tim has a judge in hand. Is going to try and go and take control of ropes. They will, in fact, be dropped by T, which was traded out immediately by Blaze. So now you have this congregation, and a big flash comes out as T is going to try and slow everyone down. Tell them they're at the jungle gym. The ropes have kids on them. Now put bullets in the back of their heads. They're going to have some interaction over in the mail room, and now the showstopper's coming out, because why not? Going to try and chase down T, and so they're going to be able to get over to him, but you have too heavy of boots, my lady. Oh my goodness, can they get 2? They at least get mystery. Turn them into history.
Love that one, love that one. Yeah, Tim as well, gonna start pushing into the Jet. Using the judge from far range, not sure that's too effective for it, but either way, there is control of A site here. The attackers do have control of it, and the defenders are wrongly rotating away, so they're going to reconvene together. Keep an eye out for lurks, which there are none. But you do have to watch out in heaven here. Look at this off-angle Samurai has.
Oh, goodness. They are going to at least see them. But, you know, that heal will not find full value because Tiet, well, eventually found full value on the floor. Julian was able to just take him a nice little sneak peek. Blaze found him in the screens, and that was just a great hold. The attackers knew exactly where everything was coming from. They were able to reassert their lead now. We look primed to just go 6-6. These two teams have not left each other alone.
Yeah, just an excellently timed peek coming through there from Julian off of Samurai's contact. Obviously, Samurai is bottom fragging at the minute, but by no means playing badly at all. The few kills they've had have been extremely crucial in these rounds, especially during the post plants. So in the last round here, you'll have a full buy for both sides. T is going to pop the Tour de Force as well, knowing they can't really buy up any specific guns. And yeah, that should help him lock down mid a little bit easier and give Silas the opportunity they want to sort of go for these walls on the site, although they will use it a bit sensibly this time and try and cut off a potential rush onto B. They don't know if it's a rush yet, because obviously you just got some gunfire coming in. I mean, this does sound to Silas probably like a fake sort of gunfire, making noise type thing, but we'll see.
Especially because you're getting T with a lot of information, especially, you know, knowing that an Omen is in fact dead in mid as they kind of lurked over there. They've liked to put that Omen out of different places, especially when you have the congregation of the majority of all your agents in another place. Samurai was able to get rid of T and Tim and take down T. So a lot of TNT action as Dynamite will come through. That, ooh, okay. I thought they were going to push that out. Apparently not. And so now you're left in this kind of, this quandary, this issue. They're just kind of stuck over in sewer.
Yep. Obviously, the chamber's going to rotate away into sewer, see if there's anyone lurking, but Titanic wants to push up into heaven, and they actually catch the KO right as they flash. Lovely there. And now it's all up to Silas to try and stop this push in its tracks.
Tim is going to be just above all the action. Will they be able to find Silas? And then they're trying to hop away with their gun out and away. It's now a 3-on-1 Fluvio. He's going to have side contact. It's a 2-1. That heal may end up coming right back around.
One kill for the orbital strike.
They just got to be able to get it in the back pocket. It's tough to do. They may be able to find it on Tim. Tim has been waiting for first contact, and apparently you scared the F out of me in the all chat. Yes, it is fear. This half of this game, this genre, is a horror game. You can't prove me wrong.
That was close.
They're gonna have to commit to it. See if they can get him through the sky smoke. But no, it's gonna actually be Tim from on high getting that 3K to end it out. That we go 7-5, and the attackers, Team Julian. All right, they're gonna have to get a dose of their own medicine. Where was their greatest success point to be able to get that 7-5 in their favor?
Felt like the post plants to me. Obviously the few situations where they did get those post plants, it was just incredible for them. They converted most of them, and I think that was off the back of how these players are playing off each other. I did mention this before, but a lot of them, there's no real clear top fragger here, right? You do have T's on 13 and 7, which is pretty impressive, but everyone's sort of peeking off each other during these post plant situations, and it's giving kills all over the place to everyone because they know it's not about whoever has the most kills, it's about getting kills on the board anyway, no matter who it is. And I do like that sort of selfless playstyle coming through from them. So we will see exactly what happens here as Julian will now be on the Sage on the defense. Let's hope they can do a bit better with these walls than Silas was.
I'm hoping that we get a little bit more value out of Mystery as well. I felt they were kind of relegated to being the flash and like slow down machine instead of being the proper KO death knell that they really can be. You're gonna get the fault line that's gonna at least put a bit of that flurry and hurry into the shoes of Team Tiet as they're getting lit up through the smoke. Gotta be careful. Blaze knows that they are at least hiding behind box, so we will look at ourselves through mid. But as they start to look into sewer as well, it is a full conga line. They're gonna be going over to A. It's gonna be Tim that's waiting on the dance to be brought to them, and they're gonna have to be calling this out. And in fact, I'm pretty sure they know there was some water sloshing in that pipeline.
Titanic should be playing off that pain shell right now, but no, they just get a neutral kill. Silas can't hit the shots. They get taken up by the paint shells. What is that? Titanic Tim finds 2. Almost shuts down the push if it wasn't for these kills coming through from T, but Julian still here. He's
looking to be able to get some kind of value to push that onto A. That will slow down Mystery, but that's Tia that is able to get a great shot with that Sheriff. You have a 1-on-2, little flash coming through, but it will not be enough to post-plant hold. So that will be a good defensive take, and that is Team Julian. I mean, You look over to that paint shell. It's like he tossed a soda can at him, and then he did the most dangerous thing possible in the game of Valorant. He started strafing.
Yeah, and I mean, this round now should go technically in the favor of Team Julian right now, but we'll see. Obviously, Silas not gonna be able to do their sort of martial or op plays. Not gonna be able to sort of force buy that on the attack. I wouldn't say it's too viable there. We'll see what they do later on in the half, obviously. But 8-5, probably going to 9-5 as well. It's looking a little bit tricky here for Team Tiered. I think a mid rush, which is what they're sort of teasing here, is the best approach forward, especially considering Julian might be late here on the wall. They're not quite in mid just yet.
I don't think they're gonna be able to get there at all, but Mr. E? What's happening? Silas and T getting dropped by Mr. E, and now they're just throwing as many bullets as they can with that Spectre, using that differential in their weapons. But Mr. E will be eventually traded by Fluvio, and I didn't expect all of that coming out. Julian will be able to get one, takes down Mystery, and the attackers are looking a little bit worse for wear, especially as Tim comes from right out of the pipes, says, hey, I found the shredder, and I'm able to become the master now.
Yeah, the back and forth ping pong as well between E and Julian there was excellent. Obviously just peeking out even when the enemy team would be thinking they were loading. So good stuff there to put in some damage, allows that lurk to get a lot of value as well from Titanic Tim, who is now at the top of the leaderboard. Pretty deservedly so as well. They've been making some sick plays last round and this round. It is the bonus, so we're expecting Team Tier to win this, but there can be some sick plays pulled out, I reckon, here, especially if Titanic can get an orb, a couple of kills, maybe get that showstopper online. I think that's what I'm looking at either in this round or the next round. So early paint shells here, and allows them to go up to ramp.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be hopping in there as quickly as they can. They're going to be able to keep everyone planted in ropes. It's Julian that's just playing patient. Tia comes through, and they're just popping the pinatas when they get blasted over to him. Silas does take out their doppelganger, so Julian will find the grave. Samurai Sama is left looking at the wall, and they're looking at their blood there too. Paint your name on it. That's your seat, and that's going to be permanently there for the rest of this round. And it will be that breach. Coming right back in. Titanic Tim, he's always lurking around in those flank side efforts, and I love that. They're going to find a better weapon for it.
Oh, cheeky little blast back around the corner there. This place comes in for the cleanup, but yeah, solid round there, honestly, considering that was a bonus. I said if they pull out some tricky stuff, they'd be able to make that one happen, and indeed they did. They funneled a couple of those players down into mid-vent, so that, again, just like last round, the players for the attacking side were in mid, and that meant they couldn't see that lurk that was coming through from a main. That was lovely timing through from Titanic Tim there. Again, gets a couple of rounds to their name. And I feel like Titanic Tim is just styling on Team Tier at this point now. Especially going into double digits now, it is really looking tricky for Tier to start to come back and win this game out. But again, we've seen some really insane pistol rounds from both squads here. Hopefully, Team Tier can pull this one out.
I'm really sad that we didn't get to see the frenzy ball. I mean, if you're operating on some light buys, some low buys, some pistol style buys, I want to see everyone with a frenzy go in. You're the death ball. Get in there and just tackle your opponents as best as you can. But we're not to see that. They pretty much know that this is just a party over in garage, and no one was able to bring the beer. That's left with someone else. Samurai Sama from downtown gonna be able to get rid of Silas, and this is just kind of stuck. You will have Samurai Sama hanging out just in that little cubby outside of attacker side spawn, and now it just becomes the ramp to death, straight to hell. Fluvio is able to get to Mr. E, but Mr. E will be able to get 2, and this is a 4v2 in a hurry, and everyone is starting to just close in.
Samurai's on the lurk this time around though, and that's an excellently timed fault line.
One enemy remaining.
Oh my word. I mean, come on. The coordination on that. Blaze sends in the fault line, predicting where they'd be. Samurai comes in on the flank and just gets those 2 kills. I mean, if this team doesn't deserve to go to finals, I don't know who does. Honestly, they are playing incredibly at the minute. I said before, they're playing off each other, right? But not just off each other's peaks, but off each other's util now as well. I mean, this is a team that's been thrown together, just some random players. These aren't predetermined teams. These are sign-up solo players who come in, and they've never played with each other before. That's insane.
They have taken the 9 of the last 10 rounds to include the previous half going into this half. There's a lot of momentum on this squad, and it's going to be hard to break. We will have even rifles, which means an even attempt on both sides, but the attackers, you're starting to really feel the sweat, especially as double digits becomes only 2 remaining. Fault line does come in to force Tiet into an interesting bit. Blaze is trying to be able to blind fire what they can through the smoke, but you see this congregation, a little bit of a dance party to save the universe going through mid. Tien is really committed to being able to find something through smoke, but they're actually taking the worst of those offenses, especially as Blaze is putting a lot of bullets in their body.
Yep. Bit of a slow play in this round, though, as T teleports as a cheeky little rendezvous away into T side, and Silas actually finds that kill onto Samurai. Not bad, honestly. Is bit of mid presence there. Yeah, Tia gets punished, but now you should be able to get a plant down on the site, but the chamber's going up to heaven.
I do like where Mr. E was able to go. He's waiting to put the paranoia out onto site.
Spikes down in heaven.
T. And it's in a bad position, too. They put the paranoia out. They don't exactly find anything, but I like where they hung out in screens. They will be traded out by Silas. Silas has come up huge for this one. They're in a 2v3. They cannot let another round go without being on match point this entire time, but it's going to be all Fluvio. He knows where the bomb is. They know where everyone else is. They're hanging out in heaven. It's a party they weren't invited to, and they got to check their backside. That beret's going to have a bullet hole in it, and it's going to be in the name of Titanic Tim. Another 3K for this round, and they may just take the day.
And for the attacking side now, you'll be on a shoddy bye. And honestly, it was a bit of a shoddy round for them there as well. They send T up to heaven with the spike, as, you know, it's pretty dangerous. They've just used their rendezvous, so they can't teleport away. And Silas was the one on site, despite not having the spike on them. Bit of sloppy gameplay here, I want to say, for Team Tiot, and they are in this sort of all-in situation, right? You lose this and you lose the game, or you win every round from here on out. It is going to be insane if they pull this back, but I don't think their chances are too good, honestly.
No, not at all. You do have a lot of ults. You do have that orbital strike, maybe a res to bring someone back from the grave, and Mystery's going to have to really find high value on being able to shut down other ults. Fault line will at least push through, trying to see if they can find anyone, and they will submit to the null command, which pretty much projects exactly where they are. They are in mid. Titanic Tim, though, he's been a titan against them. The flash will come in. Will they be able to at least push them away for a moment? Titanic Tim waiting very patiently. The orbital strike does come through, finds no one. They put Tim on his butt, and this is actually starting to look pretty good for our attackers.
Yeah, it is here, especially with rushing through to A site now, where all the players, or most of them, are on B site. You've got this tour de force of Samurai in CT, but that gets suppressed up. Great timing coming through there from Mystery. Now they just need to get the plant down safely and not fall to Samurai. Okay.
Oh boy. They do find the cross angle. T is traded out as soon as Mr. E is found. Or is actually finding everyone else. They put dark cover out to take away the long scope. Mr. Samurai Sama. Will they be able to see around this corner? They do not. Silas gets rid of one. It becomes a one-on-one to save the universe, and it actually will be finding value. Silas finds them from the opposite side corner. That was a wonderful win.
E, my man, come on. I mean, we don't know your name, so I guess that's why you're making plays like that, because you think you can get away with it, because we can't put you on blast for it, but, I mean, come on, what was that? Just goes into the direct firing line of where you know the Sages, because your teammate fell to it, and reloads in direct sight line of that elbow area. Not great, honestly, but it's one round out of what, a potential 6, 7. You've got to, you still have to win, right? I mean, it's fine here, I think, for the defending side of Team Julian, as they'll put this chamber in mid here as that tour de force comes through. If T finds a kill here, yep, that's lovely.
Oh, they put it straight in the knee. That is no longer an agent. They used to be an agent like you, but then they took a chamber up to the all knee. So they will be dropped early, and that will be able to get this one back down to a 4-on-4. Samurai Sama was actually holding that angle, waiting for anyone to dare pass through dark cover without checking him. You will actually get the res out on Mystery to bring this one back to a personnel difference. They do take out Silas, which I think is honestly, admittedly, after seeing all the agent play, has the better value, and Mystery is down to very low health and no heals available. Tim? Able to get 2. They've already got the showstopper. They're waiting to throw as many theatrics as they can. It's down to T and me, you and me. They're just waiting. They're not going to get killed by the showstopper to stop their show, but this could very well stop their run in this 1v4.
It really could. T needs to come up big in this scenario. They have a tour de force, which can't get shut down. No KO on the opposing side, but this smoke will it'll fade in a second here. Titanic is going to be discovered, and T can't hit that shot, but they have been discovered, and Samurai comes in with the off-angle kill from Sewer Love to see that as they get a 4K to finish off that game. And there we have it. Team Julian going to be heading off to finals.
That was a tough final composition for T. Didn't know that the elevation was going to be there, and of course, none other than Tim put him in that pressure hold. 22 and 13 and 6, had 128 econ rating, barely had to buy nothing, and 362 on that average combat score. I mean, this was a squad that you were talking about was playing really well off of one another, including their util. Great plays, great reaction, good comms, and honestly, they had great decision making to never really let Team T at Guinea any of this ball rolling, especially after they held that early lead in the first half. But it was all but just a fading memory after that point.
Yeah, I mean that it was a decent start there. I would have to say for Team T, but they just started falling off as the game went on, and Team Julian. I think it was honestly I don't want to put anyone on blast here. A bit of a sage diff, honestly. Julian doing a bit of a better job, I think, on their defending side, right? Using the walls a little bit just more consistently, whereas Silas was going for these really weird Grim War plays, thinking they're gonna be able to make some YouTube videos out of it. But no, you're not Grim, unfortunately, so you won't be able to do that. But it was a good try, honestly, from Team Tia. I can't really put them down. They had some really good players, T, Silas, Tiet, as well as I think the util usage from Fluvio as well, occasionally, despite that one round where they tried to smoke themselves, failed to smoke themselves, and then got killed on the defuse. But overall, generally good play across the board from both squads here. It could have been way closer if only a couple of rounds went a different way.
Yeah, there was so much momentum that was gained in that last half. The last 7 rounds were all taken by Team Julian, and they're just more ready. As you put them on the attacking side, had to really kind of respond to it. And I mean, I was loving the initiator diff. I'm a big breach guy. That man has 2 arms, and I want to be hugged in that middle foray of just the coffin that they can provide. But you know what? We're gonna be seeing Julian move on to the finals, and we're gonna be seeing even more teams that will be there. In fact, we're gonna have an interview with a couple of our captains that will be heading into it, so a bit of banter, a bit of love, and of course a little bit of trash talk to be able to lead there. But we're gonna be taking I believe a brief break, so don't go nowhere. The lowers skirmish here at the Goose House will return in just a moment.
I'm feeling lovesick, but I kinda like it, feels like a trip. Got my temperature rising over you. I think you need a doctor, so do you. And I'm feeling you a lot 'cause of the way you say you don't want me to go. Put on a movie, then hold me close. You are my LSD. So I don't Chase the wind and touch the sky. A star's light shines on long after it dies. Oh, in the night, I live every day as if it's your last. All memories been read like beacons of the past. Oh, in the night, now we race against the sun. Now we race against the Now we race against the sun. Now we race against the Race against the sun. Now we race against the sun. Race against the sun. Now we race against the sun. Now we race against the sun. Now we race against the sun. Ooh. I remember when the bartender said it's on the house. You make me wanna fall in love. The weather felt better when we were in it together. Oh, I miss the way we used to talk about nothing. I hate to say I should have seen it coming. Last summer, everything was easy. We had it all, didn't we, babe? But no wonder you couldn't keep it. It got harder than you thought it would be. You stopped loving me on the dark nights. Now you won't kiss me in the sunlight. Last summer, I know you'll leave me. 'Cause loving me is the easy. If you wanted to talk, you would've texted. If I wanted to stop, I would've let it go. But I get it. it's alright. Cause I can't keep my shit together. Safe, you can't debate that. Don't want shit to get better, cause it made me forget it all and I hate that. Last summer, everything was easy. We had it all, didn't we, baby? No wonder you couldn't keep it. It got harder than you thought it would be. You stopped loving me on the dark nights. Now you won't kiss me in the sunlight. Last summer, I know you leave me, cause loving me is the keepsake. Cause loving me is the keepsake. Cause loving me is the keepsake. You know the strings that pulling me, that make me bend and break. You know how to feed my dark side. You hook me in like bait. Then in one split second, I'm like honey in your hands. I know that we'll never be perfect, so could you make me understand? Yeah, yeah. Happiness needs pain, like the ground needs rain, and fire breathes flame like I need you. Victory needs a fight, like the dark bleeds light, and wrong craves right like I need you. I know how to push your buttons now, so I can get my way. Yeah. And I know which words will cut the most, and how to turn and make you stay. And in one split second, you can barely catch your breath, and you know that we'll never be perfect. It's easy to forget. Happiness needs pain, like the ground needs rain, and fire breathes flame like I need you. Victory needs a fight, like the dark bleeds light, and wrong craves right like I need you. So wrap your arms around me now, with all your hopes and all your doubts, like you need me. And tell me now that it's all worth it. I don't care if we're not perfect, I wouldn't change a thing. If it was all or nothing, then I would want it all. Happiness needs pain, like the ground needs rain, and fire breathes flame like tried to survive all the pain inside my mind, but only God knows how to leave it all behind. We were bound at the start, now you're tearing me apart, and I'm the one to start the fight from once upon a time. Will I just keep floating away from this world? Pick me up, give me hope, let me say one more word. Heaven's so far away tonight, but where the water meets the sky will be alright. The world we left behind. The world we knew just started changing. The world we had just broke apart. We were bound at the start, now you're tearing me apart, and I'm the one to start the fight from once upon a time. Will I just keep floating away from this world? Pick me up, give me hope, let me say one more word. Heaven's so far away tonight, but where the water meets the sky will be alright. The world we left behind. Heaven's so far away tonight, but where the water meets the sky won't be alright. The world we left behind.
I need another story, something to get off my chest. My life gets kinda boring, need something that I can confess. Till all my sleeves are stained red from all the truth that I said. Come by it honestly, I swear. Thought you saw me wink, no, I've been on a brink. So tell me what you want to hear, something that'll light those ears. Sick of all the insincere, I'm gonna give all my secrets away. It's time, don't need another perfect life. Don't care if critics ever jump the line. I'm gonna give all my secrets away. I'm gonna give all my secrets away. My God, amazing how we got this far. It's like we're chasing all those stars. Who's driving shiny big black cars? And every day I see the news, all the problems that we could solve. And when a situation rises, just write it into an album, send it straight to gold. I don't really like my flow, no, so tell me what you want to hear, something that'll light those ears. Sick of all the insincere, I'm gonna give all my secrets away. It's time, don't need another perfect life.
got no good at placing. Push me past my breaking point, but it don't even faze me. You think you got me beat, I guess you don't know who you facing. I got places to go and you know I'm gonna make it. Adrenaline is pumping, feel it running through my veins. And feel the rhythm in my bones, I put my soul down on the pavement. Nothing can slow me down, I'm coming, so don't look now, girl. I'ma run like I'm ignoring all the warnings, so don't look now, girl. I'ma run like yeah, you think you know. I'm alone here on my island, floating in the sky. I'm high above the world I used to know. And I'm far from any danger, safe from any failure. Guarded, I found shelter in the storm. I'm hiding in the blue, safe between the clouds. In the blue, where I can't be found. Was a soldier in the legions, fought against the demons, fought against the monsters made of gold. But they stormed across Arcadia, following their nature, washed away the place I once called home. I'm hiding in the blue, safe between the clouds. In the blue, where I can't be found. I'm hiding in the blue. As it goes by, battle scarred my own worst enemy. I'm hiding in the blue, safe between the clouds. In the blue, where I can't be found. I'm hiding in the blue. I'm hiding in the blue. get along just fine here on our own. What you offering? Another money mind. Oh, you wanna rob me blind? Well, I don't know this time. Oh, don't wanna just a liar. Don't wanna feed the fire. Tell me what to do. Been listening to my heart. It's leading me from the dark. Tell me what to choose. Don't wanna trust a liar. Don't wanna be the buyer. Tell me what to do. Listening to my heart. It's leading me from the dark. Tell me what to choose. Tell me what to you try to keep us down, but we are backing out because the time is now. Screaming till you're breathless, till other voices drown. No, we ain't backing down. Oh, our time is now. Don't wanna just a liar. Don't wanna be the buyer. Tell me what to do. Hey, hey. Listening to my heart. It's leading me from the dark. Tell me what to choose. Tell me what to
What's going on, everyone? We're back in action here at the Goose House with our weekly skirmish coming in from the lowers. It's Plat through Iron, it's Hail Monkey Man, and of course Toasty. And you know, we got to see Split before, and we're gonna see what exactly is coming up next. But we have a little bit of bans and some pre-action, or I guess some pre-match action to go between our captains. Toasty, how about you bring him in?
Yeah, we have the two team captains for this next game. Obviously, you know the team we just saw play on Split, Team Julian. We got Julian over here in the casting booth. And we're also going to be joined by Lil Brownie, who won on the opposite side of the bracket, so they'll be joining us in the finals. How are you two feeling today?
Yeah, I don't know what to say, but it was great. It was kind of easy, kind of easy. But
Okay.
the first game was rough because we didn't know each other yet, but then we just played it off and it was great.
Cool, cool. Yeah, I mean, it's an absolute pleasure to have you here, obviously. We've just seen Team Julian play, but I want to know a little bit about Team Brownie. How did your last game go?
All our games have been really, really close. Like, it all goes over to overtime. And,
Oh my gosh.
you know, it's been hard, but we're getting through.
Who would you say has really kind of been holding the ship together? If you have a squad like that that's barely making it through overtime after overtime, is there someone that your team is kind of leaning on, maybe as an IGL or maybe just kind of keeping the morale up over there?
Yep, there's this one guy, and he's telling us what to do, and it's working.
Okay, all right. Don't want to give him away. All right, that's cool. So I guess so. Julian, we got to see your matchup against Team Tiet on Split. At first, it seemed like everything was kind of a very balanced match, but then all of a sudden you gained a lot of momentum. What kind of made that happen for your team? What was able to give you that kind of performance in the second half?
Yeah, well, it was attack defender sided, so we knew it was going to be easy at defense. So after we got a couple rounds on attack, it was easy.
Hey, okay, yeah. I mean, Toasty was talking about it. If you're an attacker, you're basically living a bad life. But what you got to kind of see how that really stalled out. And I need to know, both of you played Split going into your previous semifinal. For some reason, we're going back to Split. Brownie, why are you guys in love with Split? It was taken out of the ranked pool for a reason, you know.
Honestly, I'd rather play Ascent, but I'm gonna play it again because my teammates, didn't have communication over what map we were picking, so spread again.
I mean, whichever direction you guys end up going, it's always fun. I need to know, do you feel like that this is going to be just as close as your previous matches you were talking about, Brownie?
Not sure. Not sure till the game starts,
Okay. All right. Well, Toasty, these guys, they really kind of they really kind of showed out in their previous matches, and though they've been keeping it close, the other one was a little bit lopsided. I mean, what do we got for these guys going into our finals of tonight's skirmish?
What do we got? Well, we'll find out in just a minute. I do want to ask, though, Julian, Brownie, anything to say to each other before you head off into your own VCs and get ready for the game?
Not really.
Okay, well, no heat for us. All right. Sounds good to me. Well, thank you both for joining us, and good luck in your game.
Great. Thank you.
Oh my goodness. All right, so we will be going over. I believe we are playing Split one more time. You could call tonight a split decision, but or you don't have to. Okay, maybe I hurt someone's feelings with that one. Okay, don't do that. But okay, we need to see a little bit more, or as you called yourself, a Sage main. We need to see a little bit more proactive Sage play. So, do you think that we're going to get a little bit more of that maybe learned from their previous matches going to this final?
Yeah, I guess. We did have a bit of a debate in the VC just a moment ago. Me and our observer about some of the Sage rules on Split and how effective they are. But one thing I want to point out is that Team Julian, they weren't the team that was doing the crazy run out into the open, don't check any angles, and just throw up a random Sage wall to lift yourself up, right? That was a team that wasn't doing that. So Team Julian should be fine if they do decide to play the Sage again, which, I mean, they just played Split, they played Sage. They don't change up their comp, surely, but it depends what Brownie plays, really, right? We don't know what side they're starting on just quite yet. It looks like they'll be on the defense first, so they might get a fair bit of value out of the Sage. We don't know. They might not even opt for the Sage. They could opt for like a Cypher. I know Cypher is alright on Split. Same with Killjoy. I feel like Chamber is probably, one of the weaker Sentinels on Split as well, especially after the nerfs, but I think both teams will probably play them because this is a lowers. It's a free op every few rounds, you might as well.
That's true. You get to pay less of a premium to be able to have quite a powerful weapon on your side. And I mean, Titanic Tim, we got to see a lot of that great burst value as well as sustained value out of that raise. Maybe we'll be able to see a little bit more of that. Mystery came in as being a mystery on that Omen, and really kind of their cheeky plays, especially when we got to see that one over in screens, was just piece de resistance. I love me a good Omen. Maybe able to see them flip the field just the same. Could have another Sage diff. Could have another big controller diff, and I don't know, like I love being able to mix it up on this map in particular. I didn't foresee us choosing this map so many different times here tonight, but here we are, and this skirmish is going to have to happen one way or another. So why not go over to Agent Select? Why not get these teams going? It's going to be Team Julian versus Team Brownie, and we're going to have a split decision either way.
Come on, you made that joke already.
I'm gonna use it twice.
Monkey. Well, either way, Asian Select is up and running here, so we know pretty much what Team Julian have been playing. Having Mr. E, as we have been told we can call them. Over on the Omen, Titanic on the Raze, I think those were two big players last game, as well as Samurai on the Chamber. Especially on their attacking side, Samurai was pulling out some big plays, obviously, on the Chamber. Not just with the Tour de Force, but with the neutral guns as well. So, those three players have sort of locked back into their roles. Julian and Blaze likely be on the same agents again. And I think one big thing we've got to mention here is that Blaze, despite the fact that, you know, we in the interview they mentioned how they haven't gelled together too well because they are thrown together as a team, Blaze had some great synergy with the rest of their squad in terms of comboing that util with peaks. We saw it very clearly displayed in one of the rounds just to clean up on 2 kills for Samurai, but there were a lot more subtle plays, I'd say, from Blaze that were able to combo with their teammates on the breach, and hopefully Little Brownie here on the potentially Sky and Thing on the Sova can also do some of that same stuff. You know, the Sova drone, good at giving information to your allies, but also the Sky, you're able to use that Trailblazer or your flashes, the Guiding Light, and you know, allow your allies to peek off that. So these initiators can be very important, I think, in this matchup.
Did you just call Breach subtle? I don't know if
I meant like we didn't mention them as much. Okay.
Oh, okay.
It is very much not subtle when you hear blinding coming across the entire map. You know.
or the let's go, the roar of the Swede
Let's go!
from the other side of everything. But we will in fact have that initiator difference, but we will have the same controller. It's gonna be a difference of where these smokes will go. Maybe the paranoia, maybe the freak out. This horror game is about to become even darker with all of those shadows being put into operational use. But Abdu is again going to try and subdue the likes of Titanic Tim, as we will have another Jet v Raze combination coming on to Split. I want to see how that Sova works out, because the Sova's a little bit weird and hamstrung here on Split. There's a lot of walls to have to navigate, and your arrows can only go so far.
I do think Split entirely relies on niche lineups for Sova. Not that I'm saying every map doesn't. I feel like a lot of maps in this game do rely on lineups for Sova, but for example, like Icebox, you can just chuck in a few arrows, and it's such a wide area, you're able to get good arrows through. But Split, you don't really have great angles to gain information with it. I feel like Thing 3 can be relying a lot on sort of lineups from even Spawn, potentially. So I'm very intrigued as to why they've chosen the Sova here, as well as a Sky versus Breach difference. Notoriously, Sky is great at quick peeks around corners. Breach is more for setting up your allies. So we'll see exactly how the playstyle differs between these two. We obviously have seen how Blaze likes to play, and I mentioned it just a moment ago, sort of allowing their allies to peek off them, particularly Samurai, in a couple of those rounds as well. So we'll see.
Hey, I mean, you know, maybe there's a lot of individual effort that's really able to kind of open up capabilities and lanes for this team. I mean, they have been saying they've been playing it close. If they're not having those major combinations that Team Julian was able to find, maybe they're just kind of going off of individual skill sets and what can be able to give you those kinds of chances going into this particular map. Also, I need to know, just because I literally can't see it, what's the name of our other Omen here? I have a blank like title plate. Do you see it? Do you see their name?
VD Lenka is what I'm seeing.
Okay, all right. So Lenka. All right, cool.
Weird bug.
Yeah, it happens. Look, maybe that's just my old boomer eyes, and we're not able to see all of this. But we will eventually head over into Split, and we'll be having a good time with all of you. And we do appreciate you being able to hang out with us this fine evening. We're going to the finals. It's in the lowers. It's Plat through Iron. It's a good time, and we're having it fine with all of these squads. It's going to be Team Julian versus Team Brownie. And, of course, it's going to be Team Brownie that's actually starting on defense. So this is equal but opposite for Julian. Well, actually the same for Julian and company. They get to start on the attack one more time.
Yeah, and they loved that last time around as well. Obviously, on Split, a lot of players say that, oh, you know, Split isn't very attacker-sided, and they'd be correct in saying that. But when you have a Breach that's making plays like Blaze, when you have a Raze as aggressive as Titanic is, you should have great opportunities to just burst onto site with this composition, and we saw that various times for Julian's attack in the previous game. Can they do it against Lil Brownie's team? We will see. Currently, there's no one actually watching the site of B, so they'll miss out on some of the footsteps. Now they realize, and they'll start rotating over, but it might be a bit of a quick burst onto site here for Titanic.
And Julian has said that they are operating on a mobile phone hotspot and has called out everyone. If he gets a kill like that, well, then they're just going to have to uninstall the game. But we will see a little bit of contact coming in early as Katie will be able to take down Titanic Tim. Titanic Tim is a Titan no more. In fact, the defender's getting 3 in a hurry.
Yep, a lot of that was as well due to the shock dart that came through from the Sova. Lots of damage came out from that as the defuse is pretty much free. You have a bit of an interesting lurk here from Mr. E as they can't even get an extra kill. Imagine they get taken down here. That'd be funny. No, okay, never mind. But yeah, I mean, that was so a bit of slow play there from Mr. E. You know, they get the plant down and they're not even ready for the lurk just quite yet. A bit of a quick play there coming through from Julian's team, which was a little bit too fast, I think. But it was all the shock dart, I think, from Thing 3. We were questioning the Sova pick a little bit, but the utility you can get out of those shock darts in close range, a lot of damage was dealt into the core of Team Julian. Cleans them up. Easy stuff there for Team Brownie. And now it'll be moving over to the A site for Team Julian. We'll see what they get here. Thing apparently has another lineup for this one as well. It'll catch a couple of these players out.
You know, I'm starting to not doubt Thing 3 anymore. In fact, they are the highest rank on this particular squad for Team Brownie, but that's going to be a return to Cinder. Brownie is going to put down Tim, and Tim is not getting that early value that they got out of the Rays early on in the previous semifinal. Now trying to be able to put as much damage down lane as they possibly can. The shock will go through, be able to get, oh, nice little box. They didn't expect to give him just a nice little hopscotch, and they will be able to take one down, and it's just Blaze right-click master on a Thing 3, but Lil Brownie will clean this one up right away. That was pretty quick.
Yeah, Thing 3 getting a little bit creative there, finds a 6 shock dart onto the Sage and then tries to clean it up by jumping over the Sage wall, but, I mean, the rest of the team just cleans it up regardless, and the Marshall buy there was, I think, the biggest thing for Team Brownie, where, if you're pushing on to A site in second round, you've got to be aware that you can just get one shot by those Marshalls. You're not expecting to buy any shields, for that save buy on the second round if you lose it, so, yeah, Team Julian, a little bit unaware, caught out by those Marshalls, and now they have guns back on board, so they should be able to overwhelm sort of the guns that are left over here, but Brownie has bought up a sort of a hero vandal here, so we'll see what that gets.
I feel like I was called out very explicitly for my my light shield buys on losing round. That was kind of cheeky of you. I know you didn't know, but you know now. But I quite often in all chat get caught out, just like Abdu is able to get rid of Mr. E trying to go into mid. And so far, the attack has been very well read by Team Brownie at every turn. They're going to be going over through sewer, and they're going to be plunging right through. But they're going to be seeing very quickly Thing 3 maybe down their sight lines. Oh, nearly getting rid of Tim again.
Yeah, the fall off damage though means they can't quite get that shot through. Samurai finds Abdu in mid as well, so might pull a couple of players over to that as the Sky does lurk on B. But yeah, side control fully over towards the side of Team Julian. Right now, they've got to be aware there's a lot of space being gained up in heaven right now by the side of Brownie, but Samurai is here to try and lurk on it from mid.
Oh, and they have no view as Titanic Tim is actually able to get a collat onto Linka. Blaze gets another, and the attack is starting to look a lot better. They did not have this sight line out of ramp, but they turned right around. Julian says, you got to hit those shots, Thing 3. We know you're good, but you're not that good.
Yeah, I mean, you know, misses, what was that, like 3 or 4 shots in a row, hits one of them, and then just, yeah, it's a bit embarrassing. I mean, we didn't talk about it, okay. We saw nothing, Thing 3, but, yeah, I mean, obviously the buy round goes the way of Team Julian, we expected that, but now here's where the game starts getting a little bit more unpredictable, with these sort of rifle buys on both sides, and Mr. E does appear to be sticking on the Sheriff, which is a pretty interesting choice. Obviously the buy hasn't finished yet. No, they will stick on the Sheriff, so we'll see what Mr. E can get with this. Probably will be the player that's either sent onto site to plant or the one on the lurk. We shall see. They are going for another potential rush onto B again, but they'll play it a bit slower this time around, knowing that last time they were a bit too quick and left their Mr. E behind.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Mr. E is actually vying for an early op buy, maybe juggle that between a few different agents. That's an interesting no buy, but Lil Brownie will be able to put Mr. E straight and down in the grave, and whatever they're going to be doing with that, well, they got some money left over, and they're going to have to pray that everyone else hangs out with it. Tim is hanging out in garage. Everyone's starting to move over to B, and the man with the with the Marshall, or I guess actually it's Abdu just hanging out there telling me wrong. They put Samurai away, and they're able to get another just before Julian trades him right back out. I'm wondering if anyone is actually going to this noodle place, you know? You got to be able to find value in all these snacks that they're being laid out. And this seems kind of like a lopsided venture for this attack.
Oh, they're just gonna waltz
Oh,
out into
what?
direct sightline of Katie. Never mind. Titanic is the one killing them off, as Brownie apparently was one to waltz into their line of sight. Oh my word, and now it is a 1v2. Lenka's gonna wait on the B site, make sure they're not planting here before heading over to A, because there is absolutely no rush, I tell you. The later you die, probably the better here. More chances for kills to come through. I do like the positioning here of Titanic, though. They're going to wait in heaven and be able, if Lanka goes through CT, to pincer on them alongside Julian, who is watching from elbow.
Yeah, it's going to be able to cover 2 would-be entries. They're just going to hang out from ropes, actually well outside of it. That is exactly where Lenka is coming through. They're not going to expect this. In fact, the timing may be able to catch him off guard, and it does. That is a nice 4K. Titanic Tim, those sight lines were his. It was just making them wait and rent it out before he's able to take it for their own. But you know what I thought was a lackadaisical attack ended up being able to tie us up 2-2.
Yeah, I mean, it was just the kills from Titanic Tim, I think, were the most crucial thing as well. They find 2 in mid, just swinging it out and tapping them. I mean, that did not feel like Plat and below gameplay, but, I mean, it certainly was impressive, I'll tell you that. And Titanic Tim, obviously, last game was doing stuff like that as well. Now they have the showstopper online if they want to go aggressive with it this round, and they could execute onto Heaven here if they really wanted to, and force away this Jet who has just popped the knives. Abdu, if you go too aggressive here, you might be playing with a bit too much fire.
Yeah, no, that's a shooting gallery. I know the Blade Storm is really cool, but unless you're gonna get 5 headshots in a row, you're pretty much waiting to die.
Oh,
and I like the patience here to be able to get that retake. You're gonna have the full usage of the Rolling Thunder. Everyone's starting to pop in. Lots of utility, especially as the TP comes out, the dark cover goes down, but it's not met with any resistance. So they're gonna get this plant down, and now we're gonna see a full 5v5 see if the retake can occur.
And it'll be a 5v5 retake, like you say, with this Jet being able to lurk while 4 players put pressure on from elbow. This is excellent stuff here in terms of the positioning.
You have pretty much no buy. You have just pistols in hand. Be able to come through. The defenders sticking together. That'll be another as Titanic Tim is just shooting up into rafters. Put down the crying kitty because they will be meowing no more. The tree is planted. It'll be 3 in a row. But of course, there wasn't a whole lot of economy as they were trying to build it up as fast as they could on the defending side. So they're going to rebound straight into this next round.
Yeah, and as soon as Abdu falls early on that retake, I mean, the jig is up. Abdu knows, obviously, they can be caught out on that flank, and yet somehow they still die, so not the most, not the easiest thing then to try and retake in when the jig's already up. Everyone already knows there's a flanker that's been taken down. Probably going to be looking a bit more towards the CT side, which is exactly what happened. And now, similar play will probably come through in this round, right? You're going to execute in with all this breach util and see if you can just burst onto the site or heaven, as Abdu has to back off.
Yeah, Abdu has been put into a corner. You put Baby in a corner, sometimes it's a bad time for you, but they have already utilized their tailwind. They're not going to be able to get it back in a hurry. In fact, they're chasing him down. They recognize that they have just a Marshall, but they're going to be shot straight in the kneecap. Maybe able to find another one. Aftershock is trying to be able to get some value. Extra damage, 30 HP in a dream. They're dropping onto site themselves, and it's been Abdu that has been reeling backwards, but then they reverse it. There's just enough pressure to put Abdu straight away, split the difference between, see if they can be able to get something cheeky. The C4 will go down, and now this is a 3-on-2, trying to find him away from screens, dropping straight into their face. Titanic Tim gets rid of Brownie. It is chaos.
What on earth is this? People spray and praying as they enter onto site. The showstopper finds absolutely nothing there, but just a Chad play overall. I mean, come on. This is already an insane game with 5 rounds in. Abdu might get caught up by Samurai here. This will be unlucky if they do. Yep, Samurai gets that better angle up on the high ground. Big advantage for them there, and now it's just Katie to try and take down 4. I think they'll save this Vandal, knowing they'll be on a shabby buy next round, but Samurai already knows it.
Oh, but they got to get ready for it. They will be able to get at least Samurai.
That's
and
the
then that operator falls into better hands. That's a good trade up. You bought the new Reaver skin from the store. I understand it's cool, but that operator looks good. Look at they're chasing him down. There's a little bit of time on that bomb. Titanic Tim is okay to give away his life as he wants to be able to get that high value operator, but they're gonna go deep into the garage, not be able to find him. And though they went hunting, they're not gonna find him in time.
I mean, that was, a couple of seconds difference there. You give the Raze a couple more seconds, I can probably run in, try and take down Katie. So just barely getting away with that op in the nick of time as that's given over to Abdu. And Abdu is the main player you will want to be opping, not a Sage like we saw from the losing team last game. And obviously, you don't have a chamber on board, so it has to be the Jet here operating. They'll have that over on the A site of Heaven, but they're on the wrong side. It's going to be a B execute here potentially, unless there's some massive rotate. And this actually gives a lot of pressure over towards the attacking side, right? They're able to push in through mid without fear of that op until the rotate comes through from Abdu, which is very swift here, so good timing.
They've already expended the paint shells. The wall will go down. Guiding Light is not able to find anyone lurking from out of Marketplace. They already use an updraft, and you get the Seekers coming out. Not a whole lot really being able to be found by those Seekers, but right through the wall, Titanic Tim gets rid of Abdu, and now that operator falls to the floor, and not in the best of hands. 4 to 5. Mr. E, he just was put on the ground, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that happens, I guess, is a thing. Gonna rotate away, but the mid presence is still here, right? You're gonna get this breach and this chamber both lurking up here. And they will pincer down this over, who's currently playing on ramps, but Julian already gets that kill, managed to take down Thing 3. Plant will end up going down here onto the site, and it's all a 3-man retake from CT, but Titanic is gonna be there to try and take him down in screens.
Gonna try and overwhelm with just non-stop bullets if they can. A Guardian in hand. Oh, that's an Operator in hand. It will be Katie that's going to be able to take them out with single shots. The plant does occur, and the two from screens are now able to kind of subvert from underneath as everyone is hanging out in Heaven. The revive does come through to get Samurai back on their feet, but you do get the dark cover that's trying to delay them. They're going to get a free defuse, and they just don't put it down in enough time. They're going to be able to get one bonus kill and an Operator kill as well. That's just good. They're out-rotated them.
Oh, pause match timer is currently on. What?
Oh!
Okay, stop the count. Stop the count. Okay, okay.
What happened?
Oh, no. And that's one of the players as well. The pause at just the wrong time. Oh, crikey. Well, it happens. Whatever, I guess. But that's actually, I mean, I don't even think we can what happens that. I mean, that's such a crucial kill. So you've got obviously the op save there. Or sorry, did they lose the op save from that?
Well, I mean, they did.
There's no op on the board right now. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so the defenders lost up.
That's
in fact,
so
I believe it was
bad.
Brownie that lost up, and they had tried to pause because of the disconnect.
But they did it just the wrong time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they lose the op off that. That is, that's awful.
Can they give them credits to get it
I
back?
don't know if you can edit game state.
You can.
I'm not sure.
You can't.
You can?
You can't do it for you can't directly. Yeah, you can't. So we're gonna bring it back to us for just a little bit, but you cannot give them directly a weapon. That'd be amazing. But you can be able to give credits so that they could buy it, and then you could reset to previous round, maybe. So that's an option, at least. It's gonna be wonky. It's gonna be weird, but.
Stop the count. Match
Oh.
fixing.
Oh God, unfortunate as the kids say, but we have seen this be a really, really close match regardless. 10-3, Titanic Tim was in fact popping off at least to this point, and that it's a good reason for them to pause if Titanic Tim did disconnect. But it's been a pretty even venture on the side of our defenders.
Yeah, it has been. Both sides have been pretty equal here, I think. And I think most of the success here of Team Julian is from Titanic Tim. The fast entries onto side, obviously, Titanic Tim was a player that DC'd. And actually, I think the reason they lost that retake round previously was because of that DC. I think Titanic Tim was holding the angle, but was DC'd, so couldn't kill anyone. But Titanic Tim, other than that, has been just incredible. Just like last game, they're 10-3 at the minute, getting most of the kills on the entries as well. Sometimes, in those 3 deaths, most of the time, sacrificing their life for the sort of the repeaks, and that's what we saw last game from Team Julian. So I do like how Team Julian are playing right now. Obviously, it is 4-3 for them right now, so pretty close game. And I think for Brownie to sort of bring this back and get into the lead, this round is a pretty pivotal one, right? Evening things up, but as well the round after, being able to solidify a lead, especially into what could be some tricky plays with sort of the Omen having the From the Shadows here. This is split, right? So you have a lot of I guess what's the word? Tricky plays you can have with that ultimate.
Yeah, very true. And I do like how they have taken decision making back and forth between if they're going to be able to chase down Abdu straight back over to high side B into heaven, or if they're going to go right back out of mailroom, go over to A, and that's just a lot of pressure that they're able to apply. We're going to be getting back into the game state as we have been able to get operator in hands. I believe that we're just trying to mess with where the pause is going to go and make sure that you guys get to see the rest of the show. See, technical difficulties can become a chance to learn, and so we get Titanic Tim back out there. Hopefully they are in a proper state as we do have hotspots abound. Team Julian has been creative about how they're going to be moving throughout this map. That has been true since we saw it on the previous rendition in the semifinals. This one has been pretty good. And of course, if we can be able to see that collective chaos that they can cause to Team Brownie, it's going to be tough for them to kind of to recognize, because suddenly they're hunting Abdu down and they're like, nah, okay, let him play. And then they go right back to A.
Yeah, and I think right now, something you mentioned there is the chaos, right? Just compositionally, as well as in terms of these teams' playstyles overall, the Raze and the Breach lend themselves to a lot more of a chaotic playstyle than, for example, the Sky and the Sova do. That's the main thing I'm noticing here, is that Thing and Brownie, they're more information gathering, they're looking to play slowly off of that. And that's actually not the playstyle you really want to have against these sort of quick bursts onto site as soon as a little bit of a rotate comes through from the defending side, right? Titanic Tim able to entry in with those blast packs blaze, setting up key angles with the fault lines, and creating chaos is what this attacking composition is all about. So really, if Julian can keep, Team Julian can keep playing off of that playstyle, then I think they're set up for a few more rounds to come up here. I think the main thing that can slow that down is the operator from Abdu, and again, it's on the wrong site.
We get to see maybe if they'll respond in a hurry, but you know what? It's like you said before, it's not quite Call of Duty, but everyone's treating it with a little bit of voracious energy and vigor. So they're going to try and see if they can turn it into very much the same. But as everyone does rotate, you will in fact have Abdu maybe looking out of mail room. They'll turn over. The wall is down, so that rotation will at least be subdued for now. Abdu's going to hang on to a very tight angle. The paranoia comes through. They're not going to be able to see much as the smokes do come out to cut off their own sight line, but they very briefly lived, and they're not going to take a shot. Just pull the trigger, my man. Oh, goodness. He is now trapped with all the mail that I don't pick up.
Yeah, I guess that's one way to put it, is, ooh, Lenka tries to jump shoot that. Yeah, not gonna happen. You have a Vandal. Not too accurate. Right now, though, the defenders are a bit confused, right? A couple of them are in CT. One of them is gonna push up the staircase here onto Titanic Tim, potentially. Nope. Sage rotates away, and Abdu is left holding the site alone. Can't quite quickscope. Like you say, the COD days are over. You're not gonna be trying out for FaZe Clan anytime soon.
And looks like a Modern Warfare 2 style rifle as well. Titanic Tim getting in, getting out, getting kills when he needs them. And that's going to leave 2 on the side of Team Brownie, as they're now kind of just stuck in CT. Mr. E is going to go out to greet them. But in fact, Thing 3, okay, you're talking about the cool calm patience that comes out of Thing 3. They're now starting to isolate a lot of these different contact points. Little Brownie, they're found out by the guiding lights. Will they be able to go into backside CT? This one will come another guiding light. They turn the corner. There's actually a rotation. They're going to be making it into a 2-on-2. The teleport does put them in a pincers type situation. You have Blaze waiting out for them, and they will be able to put it down an aftershock, but the defuse is still going through. Can they be able to survive it? There's not enough time. They get it from heaven. They're able to lock it down just in the nick of time.
Yeah, and I mean, it was quite a selfless play that did come through from the player that fell first, obviously, to that aftershock. Trying to half the spike so that potentially they can get a defuse afterwards, but you just didn't have the support there. Thing 3 was already running away into CT, so yeah, not much to really happen there for the retake on the defending side as the attackers win that one out. And again, it's one of those rounds where the breach util is extremely impactful. Blaze saving that aftershock for just the right time, and if they can keep pulling off plays like that with the breach, even though they're not top fragging, I'd call them the MVP of this match, but a little bit early to be calling that out, so we'll see if they can continue that sort of rampage.
Yeah, they're a very pivotal player in terms of support. They've been able to really kind of just have good timing and patience on their side. And that Aftershock, honestly, I can see why they really like Split and why they picked it in the first place. This has a lot of great walls. It's a comparable playground to Fracture. And now we're going to actually get the Hunter's Fury trying to be able to take down mid. You get 70 HP remaining on Tim. Nearly went down to 2 of them as the heal does come through, but they're going to be left without a shield, trying to be able to head through ropes. Bit of a tough venture, but made easier because Abdu hit the floor.
Yeah, but right now everyone's struggling to get up the ropes, but it seems like Mr. E over there is doing all the work for them, takes down 2. And the wall here is sneaky. Julian going to peek off the top of it and find VD Lenka. So now the plant goes down. And it's a 2v5 retake, which I don't think the defenders should commit to. They have pistols, so they probably should. But it's not going to go well for them. It's basically it, because, Julian spams them out. Yeah, easy stuff here, I think, for the the defending attackers.
I think Katie will take a win just having this rifle. They're able to pick it up, and they're sighted out by the trademark, trying to be able to get away. Samurai Sama. Will they chase them down? Not going to be able to find that one just yet. They will slow them. They're going to just try to leave again. Katie's really good about taking weapons, saying, you know what? I will save this. I am not going to I'm not going to fight you guys. I'm a pacifist.
I have a question, though. Is Katie's mouse pad, like, 2 inches wide? Because right now it looks like they're, like, dragging their mouse across, like, a bunch every time they move a little bit. That's what it looks like to me right now, just from the crosshair placement as they fall towards the end, but... yeah, enough about these players' crosshair placement and judging them for their small mouse pads, and instead, you know, coming into this next round, it's a bit of a streak coming through here from Julian. Obviously, that was a pistol round, so you expect to win that, but now, I think this is a pivotal round. If you can get this round, that's 7-3, and it's looking extremely dominant for Team Julian, where you're going to have ultimates coming up as well if you get a couple kills across the board, so...
Yeah, this is starting to look like they had that early streak. We already know that they can play very sound defense, and you know what? I'm going to defend everyone out there that plays on a touchpad mouse in Valorant. Okay, don't you let Toasty call you out like that. Okay, add him all over Twitter. Okay, make sure touchpad mouse players unite. Okay.
Crikey. Well, early slow comes in here, so defenders has to be a bit patient as his plan goes down. That's a very easy side take as Titanic again finds the first kill.
They're going to have to be able to find them from high and from low. Thing 3's able to get 2. They have that offside angle. What a narrow gap to be able to shoot through. Katie hanging out behind this box. They cannot be able to find him. So they're just waiting for maybe Mr. E. They saw the paranoia come out of heaven. They're just kind of waiting on that timing, but instead Rafters will be uncongregated by an Omen and his shadowy footsteps. In that backside corner, you do still have Blaze. And everyone's just kind of very waiting patiently. Katie's gonna pop out. They're able to get at least one. They have 14 HP in a dream. They're able to self-heal. They just gotta start making this defuse happen. They don't have enough time. I thought they were able to get half at least a little bit sooner. Oh, they can't pull up to get half and then another. So this will be 3-7. And like you were saying, pretty pivotal to be able to get this one, but everyone else dies too.
Yeah, exactly. That was actually incredible from Katie, I have to say. Even though the wall placement was slightly off, and even though they didn't win the round, everyone dies in the game there. That completely gives a bit of an completely gives an economical reset. So most of the players here can buy probably on the defending side. You might have some Guardian buys, some Bulldogs across the board, but generally you're gonna have rifles. But the attackers side, they take a big economic hit from that, and they aren't able to, I mean, they've got a couple of ultimates up here, but they aren't able to keep the guns from last round. So if a couple of rounds can come through here for Team Brownie, I think they could really come back from this. But it's all about winning this round right here. I said last round would be pivotal? No, it's this one.
Oh boy. All right, well, we're going to be investing not only the Showstopper, but as well as the Rolling Thunder at the exact same time. Thing 3 actually survives as they back up into the most optimal corner, but now they're kind of stuck with the Aftershock that eventually will put them down. They were left in a tight space, a rock, a hard place, a bunch of bullets in between. Everyone is dropping. The Flawless comes through, and this at best will be a 4, but right now they've only got a 3 on the board.
Yeah, okay, let's just win the round with a Flawless right after Toasty says, oh, this is winnable for Team Brownie, oh, this is extremely pivotal. I mean, come on. Just, you don't gotta do me like that, man. But yeah, honestly, solid stuff there from Team Julian. Again, just a quick, easy take of the site where there's basically no resistance. I think there needs to either be a concerted effort to stay alive and retake as 5, or just defend the site with everything you have right now for Team Brownie. They need to make their minds up, and they've only got one round to do it. They're only on the defense for one more round, so this is the one to try and figure out what style you want to go with.
Well, the best news for everyone is that they give it everything they've got. They've got nearly everything that they need. They have 4 ults in their back pocket. You're going to get from the shadows, as it's going to be Lenka put on his back after Samurai Sama comes back and gets him with the operator. The attack has been stalled. The revive will come through. Julian picks up Mr. E. That is a blade storm to the face. Samurai will be dropped via their own blade. And now in a 4-on-4, they have been able to at least keep this one contained. Put it in mid. Titanic Tim, though, is able to get Thing 3 on their back, and that is huge for this attack.
Man, the reach on that Aftershock is insane. How does Abdu get caught by that? Katie, again, stuck in a clutch scenario, has the revive, but they have to take a triple peek here.
Uh-oh, and they're looking to be able to get that slow up in rafters. 9-3. Hey, you know what? The 9-3 curse, it has helped us before. It's helped others as well. But this is a kind of playground that we've seen Team Julian really dominate.
Yeah, definitely. Team Julian here, they are, I'd say they've been a bit, like, last game they were pretty good on the attack, but the defense here, I'm excited to see them on this, of course, as Titanic Tim won't be able to play as aggressive as they would like to, but still, if you just throw them sort of in A main and be able to peek alongside Samurai here in the chamber, that's a pretty good idea, but as per usual, as most attacking teams do, it will be starting on B site here for Team Brownie, and if there's one thing they need to do here on the attack, it's get this mid control, right? Deny that wall that can come through from Julian.
Yeah, they're going to have to do that almost immediately, but they're actually kind of hanging back. They're going to put that wall outside of mailroom, not into mid. So this is going to be a quick collaboration.
What?
In fact, they put it high. They're up on top. Where are they? They're trying to be able to get shots. They, in fact, will be put down, though. Mr. E is left with a whole bunch of frenzies. Is it frenzy time? Are we running in? It's a snowball. They're trying to be able to isolate Blaze. Oh, the guiding light, though, does not guide them in the right direction. From heaven, Blaze is trying to be able to fight everyone in the world. It's a 2-on-1. Katie survives again, but does not come up clutch. Double digits on the side of Team Julian.
Yeah, unfortunately, Katie can't quite clutch that one out. I had no idea where those players were because, again, it's another chaotic round. Even on the defense, Team Julian are pulling off things like that where Blaze just finds 2 of them. Barely survives a shot up from heaven. They should not have lived there, but they did. They got those 2 kills and just excellent stuff overall. And coming into this round now, if it goes to 11-3, I mean, I'd say it's basically over at that point from Team Brownie. They're going to have 1 frenzy on Katie, and hopefully that's enough to try and rush down Titanic Tim playing close, but they have a Bucky. They're going for the inspirational shotgun plays. It's looking a bit like my bronze games here.
Yeah, we were talking about Grim Walls earlier, and well, now Titanic Tim is going to try and go all in. It is all Fortnite. Do they like Fortnite? They're actually turning away. They hate it. They will get the shorty in the backside. Julian
Again?
looking for more, and Katie from up underneath.
Another Grimwall there. It's not the most creative one, I'll say. Just peeking off at heaven a little bit more than usual. But Paranoia, lovely. It hits VD Lenka. They don't know, though. The Thing's an elbow. Lovely kill there. All that is now is the breach, a 1v1 scenario for Blaze. And to get into this position is extremely good for Thing, but they have to get the plant down. The aftershock comes through and Blaze clutches it up. Lovely utility usage there. Lovely prediction as well on the plant location. It was a default plant. Don't love those in the 1v1 scenarios. So now it's 11-3. You're probably going to be able to buy next round here, or, I mean, even if you buy next round here and you lose it for Team Brownie, you're a pistol round for your final round at the 12-3, right? You have to win this next round if you're Team Brownie.
You do. And I mean, it cannot be understated how much of a precision surgeon Blaze is with those aftershocks. I have seen the best placements, the most effective usage of all utility out of Breach. It has been inspirational. I'm going to try it in ranked after this match, and I'm going to lose, but I'm going to be thinking of Blaze and how good and supportive they have been in clutch for their squad. Now 11-3, just needing 2 to be able to take tonight's skirmish.
Yeah, and like you say, it is that precision, not just generally in this post plans, but also when you're executing onto site. There's never a spot that's missed, never a corner unchecked here. And Team Julian, obviously, they're going to be able to defend the site. Well, they should be able to defend the site easily, but Thing comes in, just finds 2 early.
Oh, goodness. You do have everyone falling now, so they will be able to actually get some extra value, and Blaze will fall. 80. Trying to see if they're going to be able to get, they actually get 1, and Lil Brownie is not going to take any buck from that Bucky. So a flawless to be able to start things off, and they are able to stay Fate for just all of an extra moment, an extra round as we go 11-4.
Yeah, seems like Team Brownie there was the ones to get the bang from their buck instead, but either way, Julian have a lot of rounds left to obviously solidify this lead even more. It will be sort of the equal buy round still here, because their econ was pretty good, and that was a bonus round that was won, of course, by Team Brownie. But, I mean, Team Brownie, they took a flawless round. That's some potential right there, especially if they keep playing as fast as that thing. Came in, found 2 kills, and it was all off that fast play. Nobody expected it on Team Julian because they're so conditioned to the slow play from Team Brownie.
And this is right back to that slow play that you were just talking about. So they're trying to maybe play with rhythm, you know, be able to kind of go in slow, come in hot, see what they can be able to do with it. Thing 3 is definitely looking for at least 1 kill to maybe get more value into a would-be Hunter's Fury, but you know, now it's the guessing game. Where are the majority? Thing 3 is hanging out in a low lurk outside of Cafe alongside A, where everyone else is just kind of in sewer, but they could be able to rejoin them as they find no bait, see no one lurking. They're kind of waiting for them to come out to the attacker side spawn, which is a good idea. And this has become kind of a 4-man rotation over to A as they're about to burst onto the scene.
They were waiting for that wall to break, and now they have a very good opportunity to just push through Mail. Nobody to contest them other than Julian here. But the Rolling Thunder is perfectly timed. Everyone gets caught by that.
Oh, they do, but they don't find the angle. The Aftershock is going to try and take away that covering corner. They're going to have to find this one. They're about to be encountered. Thing 3, oh, he doesn't get the kill onto Mr. E, who in fact finds Abdu. So, all right, no doppelgangers here. Just a Swedman that will drop, but it will be Blaze hanging on. He's got a blazing saddle in this one Marshall. Be able to get rid of that Pathfinder. There's 11 seconds remaining. They got to be able to get this plant. They just have to be able to hold on for time. And it looks like they'll be able to get the plant with just enough remaining. Mr. E's got to be able to put in some work.
Oh, no. I don't think Mr. E knows. The VB is there, but they do run away. Still have to try and push in alongside that Raze. The Raze has more HP, so you need to be the sacrificial pawn here if you're Mr. E, unfortunately. As mean as that sounds, you need to let the Raze re-peek off you.
Oh, and that dark cover is going to make it even more difficult. They know exactly where they are. The teleport is coming through. They're going to try and turn around. Does Lil Brownie pop out in time? 30 HP. You got at least 1 on the defender side. They get good value. They get another. They're able to turn it into 2. 10's going to be able to come in big in the 3K. You can play for time. You don't have to do anything else. The defuse will come in, and they're going to be able to get it just in the nick of time.
Again, that was incredible play because Mystery goes in there and sacrifices their life. They think that the Rays are going to be playing up in heaven. Brownie then gets caught out, not expecting them to peek through that smoke. Then there's an incredible flick that came through there from Titanic to just make sure that the rotation all the way around, because the Sage Wall was there to block off the defuse, all the way around that middle pillar of the site came through. It was just a tap on the spike, easy lineup coming through there from Titanic Tim on that angle. That is just incredible play, and that's how you want to be playing those retake scenarios every time. Peek off your teammates. I need to tell that to all my bronze teammates from now on.
You know, if they actually join voice chat and actually listen, I will be even more surprised. That's pretty much welcome to bronze play, everyone. That's the lobby. But right now, you're welcome to our lowers play. This is possibly the final round of tonight's skirmish. It's been a fun one. And there's still plenty of time. They're going to play it slow. And I think this is a very well-read composition. Going straight up to the wall. Thing 3 is going to go over to mid. Try and challenge that and just hang outside of box. But now they're going to march straight in. This judge could find huge value. And they actually do not. Samurai Sama is dropped early. And they're able to find a couple of great kills to get them on the site.
Yeah, getting caught early by that guiding light was not great for them, and slowly but surely the picks are coming online here for Team Brownie, as Julian's in a very interesting position here, right below the rope. And they might be able to get a classic right-click onto this jet. Oh, no, Abdu. The teabag, you're not going to do it to them.
Oh, that's wrong. That's wrong in many ways, because I swore that the jet would look down, but... No, they did not. Now they're just waiting. Come into the Thunderdome. Get in this pit with the ropes. Come on, fist fight a Sage. I dare you. It is Julian that is very brave, but they're also not going to give them any free credits. Thing 3, though, is going to try and make a long rotation out of this. They want to get a little stabby in the back if they can. Maybe able to find them just late term. They sneak up. Uh-oh. Right-click hero not to occur.
Yeah, I mean, Julian was playing for the exit kills there, and to be fair, they got one onto Abtu, so it's not too bad there. It does dent the economy just a little bit, but now, because these rounds are slowly getting online, for Team Brownie, their economy doesn't actually take an incredible hit from that. They are going to put Abtu, I would assume, on the Bladestorm here, considering they haven't bought anything. Never mind, they're just a slow buyer, okay. Or maybe they will. Yeah, it looks like a Bladestorm here for Abtu. I want to see what they can get done with this, because if they can just burst onto site very quickly, and again, jar the defending side, who is used to them playing slow, that could be a massive opportunity.
I want to know where they're going to put, because because of the round differential and where we currently sit in this match point, that they're going to utilize that Hunter's Fury from Thing 3. They just got to be able to find a pressure situation. They can kind of lock down everyone, get a good read, and kind of narrow the scope of where they are. A little bit of a one-way, though. The Thing 3 just kind of jumping off of these barrels. Seems to be able to find Julian hanging out near side. A ponytail may pop up. Who's got the longer ponytail between these two?
Yeah, there is some action happening on the side right now, though, as Blaze finds Brownie. That is an excellent starting kill, and that's an excellent fault line as the Raze is going to come in here, though, as Showstopper finds Abdu. Oh my word, this round is decent, I was going to say, for the defending side, as there's still a 3v3 despite all that. I thought that was looking pretty good for them, but now you could see it rotate away, I think, from the Sage, but what a peek coming off that Blaze.
Oh. Spike down, B.
He's still finding value, even in death. Able to get a great blind. And, of course, from the shadows, able to flip this field on its head, on its side, on its just absolute butt. As it's going to be Samurai Sama that will chase down the plant going through. Dark cover comes out. It will be able to... I mean, look how split this up. How split this is. This is going to be a direct contact from screen. Will a Bucky be able to win that immediacy? Yes, it will! It's going to be able to take down Venka, Lenka, whoever you are. You got Thing 3 left by themselves. They know where they are. They can be able to take this direct, and it will not happen. This will leave enough time to defuse. That's Team Julian. They'll take it 13-5 in dominating fashion for tonight's skirmish.
And it's just incredibly disheartening there, honestly. I mean, hey, congratulations to Team Julian, of course, taking that win off of a pretty incredible last round, to be honest. A lot of individual play that came in there, but I do feel like all Thing 3 had to do was play from main, use that Hunter's Fury, and they'd have had a free round on board. That's why it's disheartening. Very much possible to win there, but either way, comeback was not to be, as Team Julian rather, I mean, Julian is on that team as well, so big props to them, but overall, Team Julian do manage to take the Goose House lower weekly skirmish finals, and they'll be the ones getting a crate of Red Bull sent to each and every one of them. So, congratulations to each and every one of you for getting some of the Red Bull. Got some here. Gonna take a swig.
Ooh, okay. All right. Look, I had mine this morning. Otherwise, I'd have another. But you know what? You guys get to be able to pick, I think, even your own custom flavors. So enjoy that little care package that's going to be coming your way. And, of course, Julian and Titanic Tim, they ended up at the top 2 of their team. And, of course, the entire board. That's exactly what happened in our semifinal. And they were able to do it in this final. It was a great one. It was balanced until it was not. It all started with a great attack. They decided, you know what? They know how to lock it down from defense. And when the attack was there, they were able to just pretty much steamroll. They had great ideas in mind, and they built it off of each other's utility and ults. And it was just a master plan that we got to see painted in front of us.
And honestly, I don't really say this much, considering I cast the uppers here and there, but that was probably one of the most incredible teams I've seen play in these weekly skirmishes in quite some time. They were just... The synergy was all there. They just clicked, and yeah, that's very rare to see in teams that just get thrown together from random people in the community. So yeah, big congratulations there, obviously, to Team Julian for impressing me and impressing everyone on stream as well today. They put up a great performance. So did the opposing team, of course, but alas, they don't quite make it. So yeah, Team Julian, be happy they won today. But yeah, that's been it, I think, right? Anything else?
No, I think that's pretty much it. It's been awesome to be able to cast alongside yourself, Toasty. First time for us in the booth, and I think we did a bang up job, you know?
Yeah. Big shout out to our production as well, Tex and Lou, as always, just smashing it. As well as the not the players, the admins as well behind the tournament. Obviously, Ross, Ryan DG putting in a great job. I think Ryan DG literally woke up for this tournament. So big thank you to Ryan for helping make it happen. And yeah, that's been it for us today. Thanks for joining us in chat, everybody. Of course, you, the viewer, as well. All very important. Thanks to you. So yeah, that's been it. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you all next week for our Uppers Weekly Skirmish.
We had a barbecue in San Tropez in May with some friends drinking booze, getting all loose. We drove the cars to the beach on the outside of the street, sat around a bonfire, eating marshmallows all night. We were young at the time, I know it, but you were so damn fine, couldn't get you on my mind. We were young at the time, I know it, but I wanted something more than you. Cause you wanna be free for the summer, free for the summer, free for the sun. You wanna be free for the summer,